Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Let's start with a story about a food delivery gone wrong. Imagine being a bike deliverer tasked with delivering a large order worth around 40 euros. Now add heavy rain and a 5-kilometer ride to the mix, which turns even longer due to a wrong address given by the customer. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. I deliver food to a lady and she wants me to pay for it. In the country where I live, you can order food online and decide to pay online or by cash. Once you order, someone on a moped or bike delivers it to your house. I was a bike deliverer and someone ordered some huge order for around 40 euros. It was a rainy day and it was almost at the end of my shift, so I was already agitated before even hearing of the order. All the mopeds were already on a delivery, so I, on a bike, had to cycle 5 kilometers to her address in the rain. Once I get to her house, I'm soaked and even more angry because when I go up to the door, some random guy opens up. This woman put in the wrong address and I needed to cycle for another 2 kilometers. Once I get to her actual house, I had to wait for her to open the door, and then the most typical Karen you can think of opens the door, and I'm now knowing what she was going to do. She was going to try and get her food for free by telling me her food was cold. Me equals me, I equals idiot woman, B equals boss. M. Hi, you ordered? I. Yeah, that took a while. M. Yeah, I got the wrong address. Doesn't matter, I'm here. And so's your food. With my best fake smile. I. That's great, rips food out of my hand. Me. You still need to pay 40 euro. I. The food is cold. M. Of course, it's raining and you made me go to the wrong address. I. That's not my problem. M. It sorta is. I. Well? M. Well, what? I. Are you going to give me new warm food? M. I can't just make warm food in front of your house. I. You better find a way or I'm going to call your boss. I've actually been on the phone with my boss the whole time. He's a effing legend. He drinks beers with me and knows I'm low on money, so he always finds a way to put more hours than I worked. I had earplugs in. Wasn't being that rude. M. Go ahead. He'll gladly tell you that I can't make food in front of your house and that you need to wait for a long time for your food. I. But I want my food now. M. I can't help that. It's food now or its food is cold. I. But I want my food warm and now. M. No need to start yelling at me. I. I'm going to call your boss and tell him that you're being rude. You can come in here and see what he has to say. I gladly step into the house to avoid the rain because it was still raining and there was no roof above the house. I. Puts her phone on speakers. B. Hello, boss here. What can I do for you? I. Yeah, hello. I have a very rude delivery guy. B. Could you tell me your address? I. Tells her own address. B. I don't have an order at that address. M. She put in the wrong address. It's under tells address where order was placed. B. Yeah, I see it now. That's 2 kilometers away. I. Yeah, but the food is cold. B. That doesn't surprise me. I. So? B. So? I. Where's my warm food? B. That needs to be made. I. How long will that take? About 40 minutes. It's really busy. I. But I want my food now. B. Can't do that, miss. M. Sorry, miss, but you're going to have to wait. I. Boss. He also forced entry into my house. M. No, I didn't. I. Yes, you did. M. You invited me in. I. You made the whole floor wet. M. Yeah, it's raining outside. I. I'm not going to pay for my food now. M. Well, this still needs payment. I. You are going to pay for it. M. No, I'm not. I. Well, I'm not either. B. Ma'am, calm down. I. No, you guys are attacking me. B. If you don't calm down, you will not get any food at all. I. F you. B. Me. Get out of my house. Idiot woman, you're not going to get any food from us anymore. After I left the house, I took the food, by the way. The woman yelled some crap after me. The boss got back on the phone with me and told me I could get to eat the food, which was still sort of warm. Once I got back, he threw a beer at me and told me I could go. The lady called the store a couple of times and screamed at my boss. Hope I never see you again, idiot. I'm betting she gave the wrong address at first because she totally expected the food for free once it got to the right address. And our second story. Customer thinks we should open for his convenience and not just during our hours of operation. I work at a clothing store in a mall. On Sundays, our store opens at 12 and we get in about a half hour early due to all the opening duties. It's 11:40. I've just gotten up to the front from doing paperwork in the back and I'm getting ready to open the registers. I look up and there's a man standing right against the gate just staring at me. I told him we opened at noon. He then says, "Can you open early? I need to get 3 pairs of pants." I just kind of stared for a couple seconds, wondering if he was actually asking me this. After finally managing to compose myself, I tell him, "No, sorry, I still have to finish getting everything ready." To which he scoffed and turned to his wife and kids, clearly irritated with me. They left and didn't come back when we were open. But my dude, it's not my fault you waited for the last minute to get these pants. Lack of planning on your part does not equate an emergency on mine. The mall hours are posted on the doors, and our store hours are posted on our store windows. He even looked at the hours, saw we opened at 12, and then continued to look in at me until I said something to him. I swear, some people really think they're the main character in everything they do, and everyone else is just there to help them win. I kind of hope he calls to complain just because I want to know how he spins the story to make him the wronged one. LOL. I don't know what's worse, the people who want to come in before the store opens or the ones that come in minutes before the store closes. And our next story. Don't want to turn stuff in? Fine. Enjoy not getting paid. I work for a small company and took over doing the timesheets from the boss. How it should work: turn in your time cards, expenses, etc. to me by a certain point in the week. Ideally, this should be daily, but I quickly learned that was too much to ask. I will calculate everything and send a copy back to you. Make sure it's correct, and I'll turn it over so you can be paid. Honestly, the whole process shouldn't take more than a couple of hours, tops. It never effing works that way. I now completely get why the boss didn't want to do it by himself anymore. These employees aren't like effing children. They fully well know they are responsible for keeping receipts and crap. But come into the week, it's like pulling teeth to get their information. You want to get paid correctly, right? You want to be reimbursed for crap, right? A process that should be simple becomes a day or even 2-day event because jackwagons don't want to acknowledge I don't read minds. Hell, we even tried using an app to make it easier. Effers couldn't be bothered. Every week it's the same, so today I came up with the plan and ran it by the boss. Obviously, we've done what we usually do each week, pieced together the correct info slowly and turned it over to the payroll company. They'll be paid correctly come tomorrow. Tonight, however, they've each been texted, emailed a payday stub amount far lower than what they are expecting, all based on the limited information they provided themselves when first asked, not the additional crap I have to beg them to turn in. The boss is just going to let them stew in it for a couple hours before explaining what the F is expected of them if they want to be paid correctly. It's your money. I shouldn't have to beg you to basically be paid for the work you already did. Update. So after last night's events, we had ourselves a meeting today. Other than the time card/payroll thing, there's been other things that the boss has been wanting to discuss about how things get done. I said my piece about what's expected and going forward, that you simply won't be getting paid that week for anything turned in late. I can't keep chasing after you guys for stuff, blah, blah, blah. Here's the new system. Sign in and out daily with this app, or you're likely to be questioned. A mistake here or there is acceptable, but on a weekly basis is not. We also printed out all this for them to read again and had them sign something basically saying they received such info and understood. We had this app when I first started, so we re-went over how it works. I'm sure this won't be the last I hear of it, but I hope once they're hit with the reality that this is how it works in the real world, they'll adjust accordingly or quit. To clear a few things up, yes, we're a small company. Right before I came on, there was a company card for the employees and someone was scamming it. My boss works overtime for his company, so I was brought in to help him make sure such details never fall through the cracks again. Once everything else was in order, he asked me to help with time cards. I caught someone turning in padded times within a couple of weeks of starting this side of the job. I haven't caught anyone else doing it, but the lax behavior of not reporting one's timesheets in a timely manner leaves me a little suspicious. Almost as if some of them need to get their story straight with the others on each job. In my short time doing time cards, I've tried everything to make it easier for these employees. Their general opinion today was that they thought I should be texting and calling them daily to remind them. I laughed. If you need reminding after a long shift of physical labor or driving that you'd like to be paid for it, I can't help you. And our last story. The HOA property manager crashed into my car. 3 weeks ago, I bought a new, used but new to me, car. It had one scratch on it that the dealer was fixing, but other than that, in pristine shape. I parked it in front of my parents' house for the next weekend because I was leaving town. The HOA hired property manager crashed into my new car while out of town. She left a dent on the side of my car, but other than that, no real damage. She didn't leave her information, but my parents posted to the neighborhood Facebook group. Luckily, a neighbor saw what went down, so we got the property manager, PM from now on, info. I called up PM. She first said, yes, I crashed into it, but your car was parked illegally. I'm not paying for it. So, of course, I called up the county. Turns out that when you're parked in a private neighborhood, it's not illegal to park your car on the street. Call up PM again. This time she says, oh, well, my work will pay for it. I don't really care who pays for it, so I say fine and tell her to give me their info, which she does. I call up her work, and they say we aren't paying for it. She crashed with her own car. She wasn't even supposed to be in the neighborhood. Call up PM again. I say, listen, this car has been dented more than half of the time I've owned it. Either give me your insurance info or pay for it out of pocket. She replies with, all right, give me an estimate. I get her an estimate, and she says, I want 3. I'm so tired of this by now that I say, okay, and go and get 3. They were all around the same price, and PM decides that it's too much and will not pay it. She also says that the HOA might pay for it because she was working for them. I say, listen, I'm already getting the car repainted tomorrow, the scratch the dealer was fixing. It'll be much cheaper if you just pay for the dent. I'm getting it fixed tomorrow either way. You can either pay for it out of pocket or I'll get insurance to deal with it. She doesn't respond. Next day, I call up my insurance agent, tell him the situation, and send him the emails with her admitting she crashed into a parked car, so my insurance won't go up. I get the car fixed, and then a few weeks later get an angry call from PM. Her insurance went up $30 a month because this was her second accident in the last few weeks. The total for her parts for the repair, $243.62. She's now paying $360 a year more for a while because she was difficult. She also got fired shortly after from our neighborhood because of the fallout of her trying to get the neighborhood to pay. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.